Oh, I also had to do this. Fucking... I just have to skip the first song in the playlist because it doesn't... It's very quiet. So why haven't I just removed it from the playlist is the question. But the answer might not be what you expect.
Might surprise you.
Ooh. There we go. Last time in Augon Renewal of Shadow, you all were in the midst of your grand scheme to steal information from the mayor to gather proper information about her working in coalition with the alleged Red Wizard. While Silas went about his plan, the party traveled through the wood north toward where the vampire's castle would be, but intended to not follow the proper path to the castle, and instead go continually forward and get lost, wasting the mayor's time and keeping her from both her estate, which was under a joint breaking into by Kanda Isai, Satanta's apprentice. As you all kept her busy, you did not get to where the vampire's estate road is. You, in fact, only traveled about a half hour before arriving to the foot of the mountain path, and running into a face that you would likely have rather not seen again, and a face that did not want to see any of you again either, as standing at the foot of the mountain path with a strange bag in hand, Kieran stood before you all, looking annoyed and snarkily remarking about the reunion. At the same time, Silas ran and hid in a wardrobe as someone entered their way inside of the mayor's office, inside the Temple of Law, as Silas was attempting to gather information. As he saw what looked like a tiefling man dressed in red robes that he recognized from before, that was outside the mayor's office when you guys first met her. As he, Chipper, went to go investigate the mayor's desk, seemingly looking for something, only to find it open, taking a bit of pause at that, and then glancing toward the wardrobe as it was barely cracked open so Silas could see. As he began to approach over to it, at the same time, Silas, using his psionic abilities, or pseudo-psionic abilities, camouflaged himself inside the wardrobe. As he swung the wardrobe open, found nothing, and then closed it tight. Silas only heard what happened going forward next, as he heard the individual remove some things from the drawer until finding what he was looking for, and then lighting the fireplace of the mayor's office, he tossed the document into the flames. Then went to leave. But perhaps not all was as it seems, as Silas rushed out of the wardrobe to try and attempt to get the paper from the flame. He was able to hear someone approaching the door again and about to swing it open, as with his reaction being, with his hearing catching it just in enough time for him to react, Silas rushed back into the wardrobe as the doors swung back open and the voice of the tiefling man murmured to himself that he must have been hearing things, as the doors then shut. And Silas ran forward and tried to get the paper from the flame, which he did, and was able to restore some of using the mending cantrip, as much of it was burned away. Meanwhile, tensions were high between the party and the reunited Kieran, as he did not seem to desire any sort of interaction or pretending with you all. He simply put that you all should go about your business and be on your way, taking separate paths. A deal that the party was seemingly begrudgingly willing to take. If that begrudging is wrong, that could be on me. But, nonetheless, the party was willing to take it and go their separate ways from Kieran, not looking for a fight today. However, as Kieran's companions caught up to him, a couple half-ogres and 2 wights, there was an individual amongst them, dressed in strange robes adorned with a symbol on it as well, that looked familiar to, I almost called you Yanoa. Fuck whoever said last time on War for Anoia. That guy really screwed today over, didn't he? As, Soul, you saw an individual that looked very similar to you, to an individual you had met before. As, meeting each other's gaze throughout the conversation, the strange individual spoke to Soul with contempt, as he seemed to not be pleased about her being alive, claiming that she had been bathed in pure darkness, and for that should be dead, and that something had saved her, and it was unnatural, as he claimed. He offered what I consider to be a very generous deal to Soul, which was to essentially offer self, just kill yourself right then and there, and no further affronts would be committed that day. Not taking particularly kindly to being told to kill herself, Soul demonstrated remarkable patience and simply told the individual to continue on and leave. As Kieran attempted to do the same, talking to his companion and saying that they needed to go, as they could dwaddle no longer, as something far worse would likely be a problem for them if they stayed much longer. Unfortunately, Kieran's words carried no weight, perhaps even less weight than Soul's, as he attacked Soul mentally, and then combat broke out between the two groups. As combat broke out, Josie dropped a dagger into the bag that is shared by her and Silas, which... I thought I had something to say for that. Oh. No, it doesn't actually matter. That's pedantic. Never mind. I'm not going to do that. As I was saying, Josie dropped a dagger into the bag for Silas, as Silas, at the same time, feeling something dropped in the bag, was able to find that the dagger was dropped inside the bag. And so, went to rush out and make it to the group as quick as possible. While that was happening, the group was in the midst of a difficult fight, as this individual that assaulted Soul wielded powerful magic and seemingly was dead set on killing Soul, as he targeted Soul with magic that felt very powerful, stronger than most of you had ever seen. As the magic attempted to assail Soul, however, you all made quick work in disposing of Kieran's additional forces as well, as Kieran attempted to bring his wrath down upon Soul additionally. But the fight progressed to a point where it was but Kieran and his companion left, and before anything else can happen, a loud cry was heard, as if the crying of a large bird, and then the clap of thunder as lightning began to shoot down from a storm that was hovering above the mountain as it began to descend from the mountain. As Kieran, now a bit panicked, spoke out to his companion once more that they had to go, and said that she would be the one that he had to answer to, not him, if he refused to go any longer, as they needed to deliver something to this she. As, seeing sense in the words that Kieran said, the individual used magic to pull the bag that Kieran had from him to his hand, and then left. As Kieran was left to make his own escape as the individual fled. Not a very easy one, mind you, with the efforts of Carolina trying to keep him from escaping, but nonetheless, before escaping, seeing this perhaps as a outcome, Kieran, looking to Isaac, stated that they would both be damned, evidently, and cut his own hand deeply to the point where it almost split it in half, as the blood fell to the ground and foul magic surged up from Kieran, as the blood began to take shape and morph as it began to form into a large creature. A horrid monstrosity that stood before you all, who assailed your very sanity simply from looking upon it. As Kieran was able to make his escape with the chaos brought about by the summoning of the creature. The fight with the creature was difficult, and the mare had long since booked it, so to say, and on her way back to the town, running, Silas ran across her, attempting to get information from her of where you all out. He called out to her, but she did not answer, as she continued to run, terrified. As Silas eventually arrived to the fight, as it was winding down, one of the creatures remained, as the creature was able to split and clone itself, fighting against the party. As Silas arrived, he delivered the final killing blow to the last one that remained, and then the fight had ended. Before the party could have any reprieve, however, the cawing of that loud bird was heard again, and the loud flapping of wings, as if a creature was about to fly over you, was heard. Making a snap decision, Isaac casted darkness upon all of you, as you sat in complete darkness, being able to not see anything, with Isaac being the only one who could see beyond it, seeing above him a massive bird carrying the wrath of the storm with it. As after it flew past, Isaac dropped the darkness. You all got to see the bird, and Astrid was able to learn a bit more about it. As we called session quickly after that had happened, and after you all had made your decision to head back to town, after seeing what looked like a whip made purely of green flame rise up from the wood and smack into the bird, pulling it down toward it before it could make it toward the town. As it was decided to not investigate that any further, and that you all would instead head back to town. I believe that was at least on the agenda at that moment. I don't think, if that's changed, I could be wrong. We'll simply, amend that when we get into game. However, that is where we left off, with the party preparing to head back to town. Before we get back into it, any questions, comments, or concerns? Anything I left out of the recap that people thought was important? Alright. I'm sorry for how long these recaps can be, but I tried to be as thorough as possible with them to, catch you guys back up to where things were. But nonetheless, would you guys prefer the landing screen, the map of, or the map of Wolford?
Map, please.
Okay. And I will say, I forget to change it back to the landing screen often. Never feel, bad about reminding me of that, because it is something I really keep forgetting to do, and I am very sorry about that. So if anyone feels inclined to remind me as the session ends about that, there's nothing wrong with doing so. But, nonetheless, we pick up where we left off, a party about to move, heading back to the town. What do you all do?
Alice is going to begin to make her way back over to Josie and very obviously be like looking her over to see how she's doing. I don't know what her current health is at or anything.
She looks weaker than usual, but pretty okay in considering.
He's not compared to the others. Just looking at you.
I don't believe you're bloodied, so...
No, but my health was reduced from its normal, so...
Correct. If the condition of other party members does matter... Sorry to interrupt you, Ben. I don't know if you're going to do anything else. But just real quick, if the condition of the other party members interests anybody, Astrid looks below bloodied, Carolina looks below bloodied, and Soul looks below bloodied as well. Beryl is hurt, but not bloodied.
Astrid's actually not below bloodied because she's in the same situation as Josie. She's looking good for how bad she looks.
Well, you look weak.
So
In
they
fact,
both
Josie,
look weakened, but not
Josie, would you be bloodied normally?
I would be... Yes, I would normally be bloody.
Okay, so similarly, Josie and Astrid have a similar look of looking drained, frail, and weakened. As carrying over still.
Is Soul still being carried by Beryl?
She's walking on her own.
Yeah, I think Barrel's just like on her side.
I couldn't remember if he got down after healing or not.
If Soul's walking on her own, then Beryl would move to Astrid, seeing her frail, and kind of help her up.
Okay.
Would you like a hand on the way back, sister?
No, I'll be alright. Just, hope this goes away soon.
As much for you all to catch me up on once we get to a secure location.
Yes, I believe there's other things we should discuss as well.
Well, out of fear of repeating our story, should we just make our way to, say, Tanta and the others?
I need to do damage control with the mayor, if possible, so I'll meet you there.
I'd make sure the mayor arrived back safely.
Would you all be keeping an eye out for the mayor as you make your way back then?
Yeah.
Yes.
You can roll perceptions. Or, if only one person wants to roll perception, they can roll twice if... okay.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
I mean, my mouse moved.
That is a performance roll.
Yeah, my mouse
So,
moved.
Silas is performative looking, like he actually cares, is very good. and none of you can tell that he's not actually looking.
That'd be a 22 perception, by the way. Mouse moved,
I'm
sorry.
I'm gonna drink this fucking soda.
looking.
Oh, where could thy mayor be?
Stage looking.
Anyway. Why am I playing with this? Fuck me. God, I have ADHD. Okay. So, is anything being discussed any further as you continue on? I will tell you the results of that roll when you get closer back to, if it'll matter.
Okay. So, should we all just stick together, check on the mayor situation, and then go elsewhere that we need?
Yeah, but if that's the case, I don't think you should be there, so to speak.
Ran past her on the way to you all.
If that's the case, then yeah, that should be.
Although she might not have noticed based on her current state when we last
Yeah.
left her.
Either way,
How
it
does
shouldn't be a
Silas look?
problem.
HP wise is pretty good, just slightly harmed.
Can you fake an illness? Like appear nauseous or something? Or feverish?
Let's see how good I can sell it to you all. Throw his arm over his sister, not feeling great about this concept, and attempt to feign being ill.
You wasted that performance check.
Performance.
I mean, it was perception.
It was a perception check.
That's performance.
Just scrutiny, people could tell that he's not giving his best. But
I mean, you can always claim adrenaline. Like how
I
moms
don't
can
think
lift
she'll be
parts
looking.
off their babies. It's the same sort of thing.
I don't think she'll be looking too closely either way.
If you'd feel better about it, I can go to the inn until you all are done checking on her.
as you move as well and you draw closer toward the town, you do hear what sounds like intense cries of that bird-like creature, the Abzu, and what sounds like the trees being knocked over, and then continual bursts of energy that sound akin to explosions going off. Occasionally, if you look in the direction it got pulled down, you can see a flash of green come from above.
That's going to be a problem later.
It's an asset for now.
Is where the bird landed on the way, or is it out of the way of the town? Because I know it landed kind of adjacent to the town, right?
You would have to investigate further to find exactly where it landed, because it got smacked by the whip and pulled off trajectory into the deeper into the wood.
You all had your doubts about that fire whip coming from the vampire. If it came from the witch that cursed him.
You think the witch lives in town?
It's in the woods near town. It's not in town. She could live anywhere.
Yeah, but he said he was on the search for the witch. If it was right next door, I think he would have found her.
She's here for a reason right now.
Also, a flame whip seems a little
Ostentatious.
non-chaotic for a goddess, for a witch of chaos.
Goddess, huh?
I mean, if anything, it seems like, if I were a witch of chaos, I'd probably just let the bird go into town.
That's also very true.
Lightning is also a very chaotic thing. If that bird embodies lightning, her controlling lightning, as ironic as that sounds for a chaos witch, allow her to at will unleash chaotic energies.
Right, all this talk of flame whips and witches and birds. Maybe we should just get into town and see what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
It's fine by me.
You continue your move toward the town, and about 3 minutes, not 3 minutes, about 5 minutes pass as you're moving. And all throughout, the sounds of the fighting was dying down until eventually the ground shakes a bit, and you hear the sound of wings beating against the sky again. And looking up for but a moment, you'd be able to see the bird, the Abzu, covered in what looks like char marks across its body, flying, crying out in pain back toward the mountain.
Well, that's one thing we may not need to worry about until later, maybe.
Or ever.
Hopefully.
Hope is not a resource I generally try to put stock in.
Yeah. As for right now, it's not a problem, though.
No, our concern is with the mayor and the town.
Biggest concern right now, looking around the group, what happened to all of you while I was absent? No, not yet. I understand.
I mean, you kind of saw the aftermath of what was going on.
Astrid, around this time, as you're looking about, you spot deeper into the wood. You're just able to spot this. What looks like what you first see is like a pile of leaves that likely fell over from the tree as the thing passed by. But then you notice what looks like shaking come from it, and you're able to see as the leaves sort of jumble about and shake off of it what looks like the mare sort of cowering under the pile of leaves as if hiding.
This is the lady that stabbed someone? I don't know. I don't know, guys.
She's over there, but I think if we all approach her, she might bolt again, so just watch my back.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's
Astrid
like,
will
Sure.
It's like getting a deer.
Astrid will approach the mayor. She's not trying to be particularly quiet, but she's not like stomping. She's trying to like telegraph her movements.
Sure.
Mayor Serpentstone.
As you say that, just and the leaf pile moves about as someone like flops and flips about, getting onto their back, the mare, as the pile of leaves comes off as you see her like sort of her outfit a bit dirtied as she looks out toward you and goes, "Oh, it's just you.
Are you alright?
I thought I was going to die. I thought I was fine. I thought I was away from whatever was happening with you all, and then a giant bird flew overhead."
Yes. Well, see, that was why the vampire couldn't make our appointment. He was responsible for sending it back to the mountain.
I see. Can we just go back to town?
Of course, and I'll offer her a hand.
Should take it. She moves alongside you all, keeping her head down, if you just continue on moving.
Let me do you a favor. Yeah? As I will cast Prestidigitation to clean her up.
Thank you. She would just keep quiet, with her head facing the ground, as she would keep looking left and right as you guys move. Clearly still not, fully, believing the situation to be safe.
There.
As you all begin approaching back toward the town, is there any interaction, roleplay, or anything that happens that you would like to talk out before you get there? All right.
I'm just
Nope.
actively trying to hang behind her out of sight so that I don't have to really do much acting.
I mean, she doesn't particularly seem to be looking your way. So as you guys move... Chris's mom says you look really nice, James.
He does. And it should be said.
Oh.
Thank you.
As I was saying, fuck me. As you were drawing closer toward the town, Mayor doesn't seem to be particularly looking your direction. Silas, Astrid, I'm going to give you another thing with your roll because you rolled a crit. As you draw closer, and begin to draw toward the gate. Firstly, you can see a ton of guards set up at the gate, like, already. On the ramparts themselves with bows drawn and such, keeping an eye out. And as you draw close, you can see what looks like a guard who's keeping an eye out spot you guys approaching. And you see his eyes, like, spot and linger on the mare for a minute. And then he looks back toward what looks like another guard beside him that looks to be of higher rank and quickly whispers something as you see that guard rush off.
I think they may have thought you were missing.
I mean, with what was just rapidly approaching the town, they could have thought that I was hurt because they knew I was leaving.
Are they making any aggressive movements or anything? They're just watching us approach.
Roll perception. Again. Give you advantage, just as before. No, I'm not gonna do that. Okay. So the advantage didn't matter. Roll me an insight perception at advantage, though, because of the perception. Okay. So, as you're glancing toward them, you can see they're not making any hostile movements toward any of you. But you do see what looks like an air of caution and what looks like a preparedness to draw their weapons. And you can see a lot of their gazes are lingering on the mare, and a lot of, like, glances are lingering on her for a second and then glancing down as if, like, trying to look away and to not give something away. As you approach the gate, and the guard who delivered the message to the higher-up approaches, he goes, "Ah! By the gods, you all were out when that thing happened. You all right?"
Far from peachy, but alive.
Can you explain to us what happened out there? As
No, you go.
Well, as that happens, the mayor goes, we can submit a full detailed report later. I would like to get back to my estate if possible." And before she can finish that, the guard jumps up. He goes, Lady Mayor, though, you should wait a moment. We don't know if it's safe inside the city yet. We knew you were out, and we thought that was both a blessing and a curse because of what happened outside of the city. There is also some danger going on within at the moment as well. You're safest here for the moment.
What sort of danger?
Oh, kobolds.
I wanna
What did you just
insight
say?
check that.
Kobolds.
Cobalt?
On the inside, his truthfulness on
Yeah,
being concerned about the mayor's well-being.
Yeah, same.
I'm gonna insight the kobolds part.
I mean, he's dirt fucking lying to all of you.
Okay.
That are checking on his lie and his intent alone. He is assuredly lying. Silas is definitely not worried about the mayor. You can tell.
Okay.
Carolina, you have a trait, correct? That gives you
Yeah.
insight stuff. So I'll give you further. No.
Where is it? I know how to read people's subtle gestures and movements and speech patterns. I use charisma instead of wisdom for insight checks. I have an advantage on insight checks to tell if someone is hostile towards you or is becoming hostile.
Yeah. So I'm giving you something anyway, even though it doesn't fully apply. You can tell that there seems to be some sort of stalling going on here. Like, you can read the gestures and mannerisms, and you can tell from the tone that this is definitely someone who's trying to, like, stall for time. As he says kobolds, the mayor goes, "Kobolds, was the town attacked again?" He goes, "Yes, Lady Mayor, so you are safer with us here for a minute. I promise you that once the situation's under control, we will escort you back to your manor.
We were just with the mayor, when danger struck, and she's still safe. I think if she wants to go back to her manor, we can escort her there safely.
I think that's not a great idea. Look at some of you. You're not in the best conditions. If something were to happen, if you were attacked, no one would be able to help you. And we can't leave our post here right now.
Carolina, they're kobolds. And he, emphasized kobolds. We shouldn't fight them.
Where's the guard captain during all of this?
The guard captain! Yes, the guard captain is in the middle of important work. We are hoping that she gets here soon, though, so that we can assure the protection of the mayor.
So you fetched her?
We have done no fetching of any sort. We are hoping that she just gets here soon. It's the mayor, just as he's, pointedly looking at you, Astrid. And,
Are the kobolds still in there?
The mayor just goes, "Why are you talking like that?"
Okay, I want to insight, because he's truly trying to communicate something to me. He wants me to play along. I want to know if I should play along or not.
So what are you trying to gain from your insight?
Like if he's allied with us. Like us and the mayor are two separate entities to him.
I think that's kind of difficult to discern.
That's fair.
I'll give you from before, again, that the hostility and the caution isn't aired toward any of you. Like I described with your prior insight. But I think that's a bit hard to discern with just an insight check.
It was... The mayor was just saying, "Why are you talking like that?" to the guard, right?
Yes.
I want to try and nudge the mayor, like subtly, and kind of give her a thumbs down, in a sense of I don't think he's telling you the truth.
Okay. Feeling that and looking at him, she goes, Are you trying to trick me? Are you hiding something? It feels like you're hiding something here. I am the mayor, you know. You shouldn't be... What's going on? As he... Smiling, he goes, "No! Hiding nothing. The kobolds, they're very dangerous. They're possibly going to do terrible harm to the city. We don't want you to go in while there's danger afoot, Mayor. You have to understand." As she...
How many kobolds were there?
Oh, about 20. As she goes, 20 kobolds seems like a lot to get into the city itself. Why are you not buying me in? As she's pressing forward to try and get through, and the guard is clearly waning. One of the other guards chimes in and goes, "Oh, you see, it was the kobolds. It was a lie. There's a dragon there. Actually, you don't want to get in there. It's a right mess." As the other guard just looks to him, dumbfounded, as Yeah, yes, a dragon! We didn't want to tell you because we didn't want to worry you, man. We know you could be such a worrywart. As not buying it by this point, she is just shocking, looking around and goes, "If there was a dragon, I think that we would see it and hear it. Would we not?"
Yeah, we would definitely
What does the dragon look like? I might know them.
It was a red dragon, foul things,
Oh, no.
most evil dragons in the realm.
Cast Thaumaturgy.
What are you doing?
Dragon's Roar.
Roll me a wisdom ability check.
Love it.
Oh!
No, let us gaslight this woman. She's girl bossed for long enough.
Your days of girl
I guess in
bossing
theory
are
she
over.
could fall for
And we're
it.
gatekeeping her out of the city.
I'll let you get that. In theory, she could fall for it if she fails this. Let me look up something really quickly. You know what? Yeah. Let me also look at thaumaturgy very quickly. Yeah, it could make it that sound. I'm gonna let this function similarly to Minor Illusion, where they have to make an intelligence investigation check against your spell save DC instead. Because I think that makes the most sense, realistically. So. Ooh! Does roll a 21, though, which is a natural 18, so not that good at that. As the sound goes off. As, I don't know what tricks you're all trying to pull, but I don't think that was a dragon. I'm going back into the city. That is that. I don't know what you're trying to play right now, but I'm very much not happy. I almost died out there. I was covered in dirt. There was a bird. Some weird blonde man tried to kill all of us.
I'm gonna lean down next to Astrid and just whisper in her ear, do we want her entering the city?
Let's just see what happens for now. It may be that our little slide mission went well.
Alright.
Gonna roll me a D100, Carolina.
Ooh. My time to I don't know why I opened my character sheet.
You know, that special D100
The
stuff.
D100 button.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
90 gaming.
Hey,
This
big
guy's
spender.
D100 gaming right now.
It's that fresh cut he's got.
As the guards are freaking out like a chicken without their head, trying to keep her from entering, the guard captain Galtra, pulls up with what looks like that guard from before, the higher ranking one. As she pulls closer and starts pushing her way out of the guards, she goes, "Alright, let me through. Alright, get the fuck out of the way, Jerry." As she pulls up to the front, and upon seeing her, Mayor Serpentstone instantly goes, "God, Captain Galtra, your men are trying to bar the entry from the city. It is good that you come here now. I don't know what they're trying to pull, but this is not acceptable for something to happen to me as the mayor." As Guard Captain Galtra's going, "Yep, of course, I'm hearing ya," as she, like, walks past the mayor, and moves behind her, and then kicks her leg out, the mayor's leg out, as in the middle of speaking, the mayor just falls to the ground, as she then is pushed to the ground by Guard Captain Galtra, who begins to start manacling her. As, the mayor, the whole time protesting, just freaking the fuck out, going, What are you doing? I'm the mayor, why? What? Just freaking the fuck out. As, Guard Captain Galtra just goes, Yep, I'd recommend you stop, crying so much. Ugh. You're in a lot of trouble, you slimy bitch." As, she has one of the, human-sized guards, help her to her feet, and goes, "We got a cell waiting for you, Mayor Serpentstone. You got a lot of things to answer for." And she goes, "What if I've not done anything?" As, Guard Captain Galtra goes, "Mm-hmm," as they start walking her off.
Oh wow, the mayor did something wrong? Oh my god.
Where is the guy who said the dragon thing?
Still there. As he looks over to, the other guy, he goes, "It worked, didn't it?"
Listen, I love your enthusiasm. You escalated far too early.
Hey, your friend was ruining the situation. She was trying to tell him that there was nothing going on.
To be fair, you did a very good job telegraphing what was happening to us.
Fly was bad from the beginning.
She probably
I
would
guess they
have.
don't teach acting at the guard school.
I'm a fucking
I'm-
guard. I'm not an actor.
I'm very confused. Are there kobolds or are there not kobolds?
No.
There
no,
are
no.
no kobolds. Guard Captain Galtra said. That's what you went
Can we
with,
go-
really? As she looks to the other guard.
And then he went with a bloody dragon.
It was originally kobolds.
I would have went with the dragon probably. If it worked, it would have freaked her the fuck out. Huh.
Could we go inside, or are we supposed to get down on the ground now as well?
Why, you want to be arrested?
No, I'm just trying to make this as efficient as possible.
Oh, no. Might want to head over to your pal with the big spear.
Is he still at Lady Osani's?
No, I think they're at the Temple of Law now.
Alright, thank you.
At the mayor's office doing some very thorough searching. I don't have time to give you an update on what happens. I got a mayor to put in bars. She's walking off after that.
Well,
Guard
that
Captain.
certainly escalates things.
Guard captain stops and peeks back.
You should know. There's a tiefling individual wearing red robes.
Old news! Walks off.
You have him under containment as well, then.
Doesn't answer you. Just keeps walking.
I'll take that as a no.
She just doesn't like you.
She likes me and doesn't know it.
I think
Is that
she-
how it is with most people? Is that how it is with you and me?
No, I think all of you are very aware of your feelings towards me, be they like or dislike.
Also, I understand the woman was hysterical, but I was covered in dirt and there was a bird. It's just objectively very funny to recount to somebody.
So we should probably be heading to the temple then.
Yep.
Right.
It'd be good to walk in the front door.
I wonder what happened in the short time we were gone.
Oh, things certainly happened. I'm sure they'll get discussed when we're there.
Right? Nobody stops us. We're going in.
No, nobody stops you. And the town appears to be calming down from a state of panic as you move about. No actual damage has been done to the town itself, but you can tell from the likely the approaching massive fucking bird, they were a bit startled. As you approach the Temple of Law, and I'm gonna skip the setup, as you all make your way in and find yourself back in the mayor's office, where Satanta and Lady Estray are what looks like in the middle of looking over some documents as you would enter. And there are some guard about the Temple of Law as well, who appear to be like stationed, like expecting to arrest or do something. As
In the room?
no, I was just about the Temple of Law. Well, there is actually two in the room as well. So as you all pull up, Lady Estray is in the midst of reading what looks like the letter from before that you had saw, Silas. And Satanta looks over to you all and go, "Ah, welcome back."
Yes. Back. As Silas kind of eyes over towards the guards after looks to Satanta as he speaks, eyes over to the guards and looks back to Satanta.
Don't be worried about that. That was a precaution in case Mayor ended up coming back here. Though, wouldn't have mattered. Me and Lady Estray could have taken her plenty.
Right. So, am I free to speak on what I was doing for the investigation?
Oh, sure. If you want to go straight to that and not want to get updated first on what happened here.
I have a lot to catch up on from all parties, so I'm more than happy to listen.
Well, I'll tell you. So while you all were out, Kondo went about his investigating of the estate, was able to find tangible proof of communication and agreement between the mayor and the Red Wizard. But as well, while that massive Abzu was making its way toward the town, thought that was going to be a problem. Apparently Kondo was able to catch sight of an individual that he thought looked enough like a Red Wizard to justify beating him over the back of the head to knock him unconscious. Normally wouldn't say that is a good reason, but, well, apparently turned out that he was right. Red Wizard was arrested. We were able to get proof of Mayor's involvement quickly over to Guard Captain Galtra, and, well, I'm sure you've seen the rest.
So I take it this Red Wizard fellow is in custody. Do we have a name on him?
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 minute. This is not being helpful for me. As Lady Ilsani chimes up from reading her the letter, as she goes, Red Wizard Scion Carmenos. He is in custody, as she does air quotes, being held in a rather fanciful-looking room at Lady Ilsani's estate because he invoked some political law. Oh, what was it again? As he looks over to Satanta. As Satanta goes, Red Conclave Amendment number 46 was what it was. It's official agreement between the states of Praxmore and the Red Wizard that states that if a Red Wizard is going to be held in custody, they're going to be held in custody of one who is associated with Praxmore, not with the country they're located in. Don't really have a Praxmorian prison here, so we went with the best thing possible. You good, Alex?
Yeah, could you tell me what the thing was called one more time? The law.
Red Conclave Amendment number 45.
Thank you.
Did you just not hear that because you were choking? Okay. So, right now he's being held in a very nice guest room at Lady Ilsani's estate.
So what, are you guys going to extradite him to Praxmore or something like that?
We're going to question him and then see what happens after that. Yes, I was going to do that in a minute.
Thank you. And the first name?
There was no first name. Red
Oh,
Wizard
well-
Scion, as in, it was a title.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Like this.
Okay.
Well, as far as that ordeal goes, you're able to I don't know how much you're able to prove one way or the other with the attempted murder, but Sal's gonna pull out a spell book and open it up and lay it open on the desk, leaving the 2 mended pages within the book visible.
As Lady Ilsani folds up the letter she was reading, as you see her actually put it away inside on her person, and then goes to look over the documents you'd laid out. She goes, more evidence will be useful for a multitude of reasons.
I can also tell you that the very red wizard you have in custody, should he be the blue tiefling man that I heard and saw in here. He started the fireplace and threw these pages into the fire, attempting to destroy them after I overheard him mentioning that she failed to follow her instructions.
Ah, so he tried to destroy evidence too. Good. Could be held against him. Could be. Satanta growls a bit and shakes his head.
Would I be able to be privy of the information that we have combined efforts come up with on what the Red Wizards of Thay are doing here?
Valoria, technically.
Gloria, sorry.
Faye is Forgotten
My bad.
Realms. Correct in the inspiration. As Satanta goes, not an inkling. Haven't questioned him yet. And none of the papers mention their motives. They just mention the mayor's desires.
I think the pages that I have might have something on that potentially. I haven't had the time to read them. I barely had the time to wrest them from the fire and mend them before I had to rush out to attempt to aid my companions. So I'm still curious what led to the monstrosity that I saw when I arrived.
As Lady Astray chimes up, he goes, if there's something on it, it is on the pieces of the paper that were destroyed. You all do look injured. What had happened during your venture out of the city? Don't tell me you actually picked a fight with a vampire.
No. We ran into an old acquaintance of ours, along with his companions.
You can thank the vampire, though, for feeding the Anzu.
Did see that, Satanta says.
Who did... I know we told someone else about, Kieran.
Told Lady Elsane, told Satanta.
Okay. We ran into Kieran, on our way to the fake meeting with the vampire. He was, with someone who recognized Soul.
Did you piss on a shrine of Avandra recently or something?
No.
Just seems like you don't have very good luck.
Yeah, I'd say. But...
Soul, are you going to say something?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Kieran, he was working with a man who had the symbol of the old god of the sick and the moon.
Lady Stray looks over at that. She goes, a serious symbol to be bearing. What did the individual look like?
Tall, black robe, censer, also black. Could not see his face. It's under some sort of veil.
He was working with Kieran then, this follower of the Sickened Moon.
He seemed to be Kieran's employer at that.
Called Kieran a mercenary.
They said that employer was a witch. They seemed to be working together.
Said their employer was a witch.
Well, they said that they were working with a witch. We don't know who exactly is in charge. We just know that there's a long chain of people.
There was just a mention of a her. That she wouldn't be too happy if they didn't get back to her with something that they had.
it also seems like they were responsible for enraging that bird. This is just speculation, but I imagine they took something from the bird, had it be enraged, and are using it for who knows what.
They were covered in a lot of really strange burn marks.
If you're not pissing on shrines of Avandra, I suggest you stop praying at them very often. Lady Estray says as she puts the documents down. Follower of the Sickened Moon is a dangerous individual to encounter. That is troubling news, to say the least. Were you able to gain any insights into what their motives or goal was?
It wants to plunge the world in darkness.
That much is not too shocking to me. Followers of the Sickened Moon went mad long ago with the, let's say, disappearance of their god, have turned to worshipping far darker things afterward.
What kind of darker
tall.
things?
Sorry, one person at a time.
I asked what kind of darker things. Call it a intellectual curiosity.
Darker things that you should not concern yourself with. Ones that you should avoid names of.
How tall was the individual in the black robes? They fit the description we were getting in the attack in the town.
No.
You look confused, Soul.
No.
I only asked because you said they were tall, and I recall it being stated that the black-robed individual that was at the alchemist was also a tall, black-robed individual.
I recognize them. I would have recognized the description of the person in town.
I'll say
Not the
for
same. Sorry.
I will say for the sake of like this, no description of the man in town mentioned like the metal adornments of the armor that the individual you fought wore, like the helmet and so on. Go on though, sorry.
I still think, well, if it's not them, then it could still perhaps have been Kieran out of his shiny armor and in black robes. He does like to work with undead.
It's possible, but
It could be, and you have reason to believe that they had stolen something from the Anzu.
It's speculation, but that's my guess.
Speculation based on what?
He was
Based on
carrying a
the fact-
bag. He came down from the mountain. And he mentioned that they had something that they were bringing back to someone else.
And you mentioned burns.
yeah.
Right,
that
there
didn't
were
involve-
weird burns too, not like fire burns. Don't know what kind of thing would make a burn like that.
As you guys are talking, a voice seemingly coming out of nowhere from behind you chimes up very angrily as you just hear I'm only going to ask this once. As Satanta and Lady Estray would instantly just dart their eyes toward the back of the room. And if any of you else go to look, you would see what looks like Lord Christo covered in a lot of what looks like wounds and small peck marks across his body that are bleeding but also regenerating at the same time, standing like right behind you all, not having alerted any of you all to his presence as he walked, likely. As he just stands there, Satanta instantly reaches for his spear, and Lady Astray keeps her hand on her rapier at the side, but holds a hand up to Satanta as if not to do anything. As he just continues, he goes, Whoever of you stole an egg from the Anzu, best return it. I do not know which of you is the mayor currently, but I do not recommend keeping that in your town.
Did we not feel his heat approaching?
Somehow, no.
Oh.
Now that he's talking, though, he, seemingly, relaxes a bit, and the heat begins to emanate off of him.
We think we have an idea of who might have stolen it.
Oh, I'm not here to play games of who did. Whoever from this fucking town took it needs to return it.
Wasn't someone from the town?
They're not from here.
Looks to you. And it's you all again. What a shock.
Hi.
Yeah, Astra's excited.
It's quite possible that the very people that stole the egg, since they are so fond of undead,
Do not
are the
play
people responsible.
around with your words. Tell me who you are talking about.
A oath-broken paladin named Kieran.
Kieran Dodson.
The Dodsons are a long family line, one that I do not particularly like. And you're telling me that one of their sons is involved? Why? I do not know of a Dodson having a reason to steal from an Anzu.
Well, he's working for someone of what, did you say, Saul?
The second moon.
His eyes dart to the side. Did I describe him wearing a ring before when you guys met him? Okay.
The robed guy?
Yeah. No, not the robed guy.
Christo.
Lord Christo.
I mostly remember the top hat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apologies. I should have. It's also... Is it a top hat? I don't remember. It's sort of a long top hat. Anyway, wide-brimmed. Anyway, I should have described this then, and I kept forgetting to do it every time I remembered it. On his finger, there is a ring, an emblem ring, and the emblem appears to be what looks like a full moon doused completely in blood. As he scoffs hearing that and spits on the ground as some of his blood is in it. And as you see his blood hit the ground, you see it is a bit darker than the counterpart blood you would expect from like a humanoid. Not quite like black, but like a darkish red that looks akin to an ichor as it hits the floor. So you're telling me that this Dodson son took the egg, or is that your theory?
That is what we're assuming based on clues when we fought him recently.
Well, do you know where he is?
Also, it just
I'm
sounds like
not
something-
sure.
I know his.
I'm not sure he got very far, but last time I saw him, he was crawling away, bleeding out in the forest.
I could point you in his direction.
And he has the egg.
No. If I remember correctly, out of context, out of character, like when Dodson was on the ground after I stabbed him in his leg, before the Blackened Sun's masked individual like disappeared, he stole like the bag from him, right?
Correct.
Yeah. His companion that we just mentioned.
Who was this companion?
What is he a worshiper? You said the blackened sun.
Sickened
Sickened moon.
Sickened moon.
People are saying sun, get me confused.
Sorry.
Stop saying sun, James.
I said,
If
what does
the
he
egg is
look
in the
like?
bag,
Soul would describe him to the best of her abilities.
So a bloody shade took the egg. Fucking wonderful. Well, my gut reaction was to assume that someone from this God's forsaken town had decided to do something incredibly stupid and steal from the Anzu. I was wrong. Apologies on that, I suppose. I'll be going then. And I'll have to appease the Anzu to keep it from destroying this place.
Wait, I have a present for you.
He turns to look at you. Just a blank face. What?
I have a present for you.
Does it look like I'm here for fun little games and present exchanging?
No, but I'm hoping it will reduce some of your agony.
Oh my god. I don't have time for this right now. If you are dead set on annoying me, you will find me where I always am. Do not come there, though. I don't want to be annoyed. As he's going to leave.
Wait,
No,
one more thing.
heck.
I can point you in the direction of Dodson.
Pull it out. Pull it out and give it to him.
Yeah, I'm taking the box out.
Turns to look toward you, Isaac.
I can point you in the direction of Dodson, but you
Where?
do need to accept Astrid's present.
Where is he?
Do we have an agreement?
He walks up to you. As towering over you, he just sort of takes his hand and grabs you by the, collar of your shirt. Are you gonna do anything?
I'll let him grab me. I'll go eek.
You just
and let him grab me.
just feel yourself lifted off the ground. As he goes, where is he?
And I point him in the direction of Dodson because I still know his general.
He
direction.
looks to the way you point as he's just staring, looking at the fact that you're just pointing.
I said general direction. I did not say specific. And I'm explaining this to him. So, I mean, vampires can fly, right? I mean, if you just fly in that direction, you'll find him. I promise you.
As you see Satanta pull up at the side of him, as he presses the wrapped spear up against Lord Christo's chest, as he goes, "Slow down there, Lord Christo." As you don't see the cloth react at all, but you do see his Lord Christo's eyes move to the wrapped spear. As Satanta goes, "Just set him down. It's annoying, but don't do anything unnecessary."
I
Drops
have
you,
until
Isaac.
kind of annoying.
He just drops you, Isaac.
I crumple.
As Satanta will back up and remove the spear from his chest. As he looks down to you, Astrid, he'll go, "Make this quick."
It was forged by the master enchanter in this town. It's supposed to give you some form of fire resistance. I'm not sure if it will work, but I figured it was better than nothing. And this was also sort of a way of thanking you because you saved her from a big bird thing when she was a child. And then she'll just hold out the box.
Do you think mere fire resistance is going to do anything for me?
You don't know until you try. Have you tried?
I'm naturally resistant to fire.
Yeah, but she's a real good forager.
Try it anyway.
If you waste my time, I'm going to break this in front of you.
Okay.
She's just going to just flick the front of the box, and it would just shoot open, and the hinge would break off. So you'll see the brooch, and just look at it, takes it out, holds it in his hand as he looks it over, and then just puts it on his shirt, I guess. He just does that. I guess is him, like, putting it on. As he stares at it for a moment, just his eyes lingering on it. He's just staring, a deep stare. And I'm gonna call a break at that.
I've been trying to get him this for months.
As we're gonna be back in about 5 minutes, so everyone take 5, and we'll be back here after that. Sound good?
Yes.
Alrighty. Do. Oh, wrong person. There we go. As I'll That was an accident. I actually put my mic up to max on the stream. That's not where it's supposed to be. It's probably fine. Peeking right by the red little thing. Let's put it a bit lower. There we go. That's fine. Maybe here. Okay. As the brooch sits on Lord Christo's chest as he wears it, as he just glances at it, looking forward at it. As the room gets a little less intensely hot as it sits on him, but like it's still pretty hot near him as he's just staring at it and is saying nothing as he just stares.
Are you in less pain?
Looks to you after about as long of a brief pause as I did. As he says, the pain is somewhat lessened, but it is not gone. Huh. Do you carry a non-magical trinket on you that you keep on your person?
Oh, let me look.
I mean, it could also just be a piece of, like, jewelry, a necklace, or anything you're wearing.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I have anything.
You don't have to have it written down, necessarily, if you think Asher was wearing stuff.
Is he asking specifically her?
He's not looking at any of you!
Can it be any piece of jewelry?
It would have to be hers. Or it would have to be hers after.
I think she probably has, like, some sort of silver bracelet.
Would you offer him the silver bracelet?
Yeah. Oh, wait. No! I meant in color! I didn't think about the metal!
I know, it's
Shit.
funny. He laughs at seeing it.
That was very insensitive of me. I'm very sorry.
He just takes it out of your hand and holds it on, like, one finger, and then takes his other hand, and he just tears a bit of his flesh off from his right arm as he just begins profusely bleeding on the floor, as he holds the bracelet over the blood as it's just pouring on it. And then after a second of being bathed in blood, he takes it off and snaps his finger as what seems like a prestidigitation is cast, and the magic washes the bracelet, as it is no longer fully silver, as it is tinted a blood red color now, and appears to emanate magic. And he offers it out to you and goes, I offer no words of thanks. I give my thanks with this.
Yeah, she'll take it. She'll say thank you.
You have done me a great deed. I will remember that.
I do want to warn you, though. I'm not sure if you were here for this part of the conversation. Kieran and the Shade, you called him, are apparently working for a witch. I'm not sure if it's your witch, but I don't want you to go in there blind.
There are many wishes. Lit witches. Regardless. You have my thanks. You may consider yourself a retainer of the Christo family, should that ever come to be of use to you.
She'll do a little curtsy.
I'm going to leave now. Seemingly not really able to process what to say, just walks out. Before he leaves, he looks back and goes, there are many unconscious gods throughout my path to here. They are not dead. So he just walks out.
It's got a little bit of ways.
Josie, Josie, it worked! Josie!
I know, I can't believe it worked that well. I gotta tell Tika she's a really good
I'm so happy.
forger.
Seems the Lord was less accustomed to good things happening to them than I.
I wanted him to teach me the fire whip, but I'm too scared.
Well, now, Astrid's a retainer, whatever that means. So, I mean, it sounds good, I think, from the way that it put.
This will likely not get you any sway, particularly anywhere.
I don't need that.
Lady Astray says. Unless you find yourself in company that I hope you don't.
Astrid, would you care for me to identify?
The name Christo
Oh.
sounds strikingly familiar, though.
Yes, please, Silas. Whenever you have the time, though. Obviously, we're doing important things right now.
Everything that I had to offer to the investigation was those 2 pages and the words that I heard him say. I can do it now while you all discuss further. I can still listen.
Okay.
If she hands it to me, I'll start identifying it.
Sure.
Yeah, she'll give it to you.
Lady Astray looks to you and goes, his name is strikingly familiar. It may have some renown or esteem that I am not aware of. So perhaps more use than I know. Nonetheless, I'm...
We all probably rolled history on that already, right?
Nope, nobody got one.
No, we didn't roll high enough, or no, we didn't roll?
Nobody got a roll.
Setanta.
Let me think. Go ahead. Sorry.
I wanted to ask you, darkness magic. Does that count as second magic?
What do you mean by darkness magic? Like the spell darkness? Talking about hexing?
Hexing, I guess.
Hexing doesn't count as second magic, I think. As he looks over to Lady Astray, as Lady Astray goes, depends on what your definition of second magic is. Hexing is not the same as our magic. It comes from a different place. To explain the basic principle, our magic is conjured forth for the most part from a place called the Weave, which represents the font of arcane power throughout all of existence. The magic of hexing comes from what is called the Dark Weave. Something completely different.
And when we were fighting the shade or the hex or my phoenix fire, it was able to damage it more than normal. Would my phoenix fire be considered second magic?
She looks you over and she goes, I have seen second magic before and I've sensed it before. While you put off a good deal of magic, you do not put off the magic that would be carried in second magic.
Is it something that can be taught?
Second magic? I
Cannot.
have no idea. I know the basics of magic and its understanding. From my understanding, second magic is lost. Nonetheless, ignoring the pool of blood on the floor, and only leaving what just happened at a... I'm glad you could provide some alleviation for the Lord. He seemed less cranky as he left. You all look tired, and a lot has been done today. We are going to continue forth with this investigation into the mayor at some point. Tomorrow we will interrogate the Red Wizard, and there will be a questioning of the mayor as well. You need not be involved in the investigation of the Red Wizard and the mayor any further, though, if you do not wish it.
Would it be possible to get entry to the jail, though?
For what? To question the mayor?
Isaac has business with another prisoner there.
For another prisoner, you would have to take it up with the guard captain.
Contract payment. Just gets those 2 words out while still identifying.
It's true. Betanta did promise us a favor. I don't know about the rest of the party, but...
And what's your idea of a favor here?
Just getting me a meeting with a prisoner. That's all I ask.
You want me to break you in? That's kind of going to be difficult, breaking the law and getting all the guards of the city against me.
No. Nothing
I was
so
kidding.
involved as that.
I can talk to the guard captain, but if this is your favor, I can't promise that it's going to work out and she'll let you get in and meet with her. I also gotta go soon. I don't know if you all be remembering what we originally needed to rush this arresting of the mayor for. But, well, there's a crypt that we all talked about not too far from here that I don't want getting robbed of important items or bodies for that ritual. I was gonna head out tomorrow after I do whatever questioning I do for the Red Wizard. I can make time to talk to the guard captain, but if I can't get through to her, I have to go after.
I would appreciate an attempt.
I will make one.
Also, does anyone know, and he asked the room, or more so Lady Ilsani, if an egg from an Abzu would have anything to do with that ritual that we spoke of?
Lady Astray goes, it could possibly be a substitute for the vampire's blood, maybe? I don't know. I do not know of the nature of these Anzu eggs. I know of Anzus, but I do not know of them in great detail. I am going to send out some inquiries to other individuals I am in contact with. See if they can get back to me on whether or not it could be used as a substitute. That would be my guess, though. On that topic, if you all wish to pursue still the prevention of whatever is happening with this ritual and helping stop these criminals, I intended to check out the Wolford graveyard tomorrow after the questionings have been done. If you all wish to accompany me, we could possibly get more done with several sets of heads.
I do have one
well,
question.
gang, as a return, looks like our
Looks like
Go ahead.
Now with the mayor arrested, what plans do you guys have for the festival going forward?
We don't have plans for the festival going forward until we solved the problem with these attacks, with who was behind them and what had happened. At least that's what I understand. I'm only technically here for a short time longer, and I am not any official here, so I can't say, but that is what Lady Ilsani claimed to me. Can I count on your assistance at the graveyard tomorrow, then? If you do not wish to partake in this investigation still, that you can... That if you can say no, of course.
I mean, I'd be happy to help. I just... Well, is that the same graveyard that we were at?
That was the graveyard of the Raven Queen Temple. The small mausoleums held within in the small graveyard that you had been to before. This is different.
Right. When would you need us?
Tomorrow I intend to go after the interrogations have been thoroughly finished. So likely by midday, 4 o'clock perhaps. Mid-afternoon, I mean. I guess that's close to evening. I don't know how time works.
I'd be happy to help you.
That gives us some time to ourselves during the day as well.
And for the sake of knowing going forward, are you intending to continue involving yourself in this investigation with the man, the Red Wizard?
Would you like us to?
I do not have an opinion on whether I would... Well, I think you all are capable. More capable than the average guard of the town. But I do not think your assistance is immediately necessary. I offer it out of respect for if you all want to get answers to the questions you may have gotten during your investigation. If so, I can get you to at least be able to listen in on the interrogations of the Red Wizard and perhaps the mayor. But I believe it will be resolved and answers will come to light regardless of your interference or not. I simply offer you a chance to hear the answers yourself if you have any desire to.
Silas actually stops identifying. I'll have to do this later, Astrid. Apologies. And I offer to hand it back to her. Oh. I do have a few things that I think need to be brought up that haven't. We were all originally under a contract via
you will get
the mayor.
paid.
And also, there was a sword that was used for something, and there were those monstrosities that existed, and matter and blood melted my vial. If you all could shed any light on those things, and while we're in the presence of Satanta and Lady Astray, if not present the sword itself.
Well, Kieran, when he summoned the creepy abomination thing, the sword that he used, he cut his hand open, almost cutting his whole hand, like, in half. And, like, dripped his blood on the ground, and that's what it got summoned from. The sword ended up breaking afterwards, right?
It's not broken.
Oh.
It was on the floor. And then you all played like a little hot potato game to get it into a bag of holding.
Yeah, it's an Astrid's bag of holding if you would like it.
After, he said that, like, what did he say? He said, like, is this all the power she's given me. I think something along those lines. After summoning it, I assume referring to whoever his employer is.
He said, I hope that this gift of yours works.
But yes, like Silas said, it's blood and fluids burn through not only his vial, but I assumed it would burn dust too when it like attacked us, right?
Didn't damage you.
Yes, it was nothing that at least I've never seen before, and
Well,
then it
that type
split.
of creature was definitely something you hadn't seen before.
Yeah.
I want to clarify that out of game that was nothing like anything any of you have ever seen.
And then after a bit, it split itself into two other of the same creature. I don't know. I've never seen like I've heard like stories about like demonic creatures and whatnot, but this is nothing like I've ever heard of that.
What type of thing were you fighting in the gods' names? What?
I'd really rather us not discussing it. It was just hideous.
What?
I
Needs to
would
be explained, Beryl.
I would just describe it in like as basic, without like trying to.
As the two of you attempt to recall the memory of it, to like draw it and describe it, you feel your head hurt slightly, and you can basically only remember like the vague shape and like its undulating form by that point, really. Like you recall specific details, but not enough to make a whole. You recall teeth, you recall eyes.
I guess that's how I would explain them.
Does that include the people that didn't have the fail scenario?
Yes. If you attempt to recall it, that would be the same thing for anybody.
Okay.
If the people who made the fail scenario attempt to recall it, no, I don't think any of them did. There would be something else that happened.
Yeah. I wasn't really affected by it. That's why I was talking about it. Out of character.
I will say, as it's being talked about, Beryl obviously is looking uncomfortable. Isaac and Soul as well, you feel like cold sweats coming to you as it's being talked about. And she would look to the three of you and go, "Are you three well?"
It was a shock to them specifically, so I feel as if it's best if I don't mention much more.
Satanta chimes up, he goes, "And this sword? You have it? You said Kieran discarded it because it stopped working after he cut his hand with it."
Astrid has it.
What would be the best way to do this? Just to empty the bag?
Probably to empty the bags. No one has to physically touch the blade.
Yeah, Astrid will try to sort of gently empty the bag onto the floor. There's not a lot of stuff in it, guys.
Sure. So the blade cutters to the floor, covered in blood. That's more blood on the floor. Satanta stares at it as he squats down and looks at it. Then he goes and touches it as he grabs it by the grip. Stands up, holds it in his hand. Doesn't seem to have anything special about it anymore. Good make. I can tell it was probably blessed before.
Is it not magical any longer?
Doesn't seem like it. I could be missing something.
So I also extend his hand out. Could I look at it?
He'd offered that to you as Lady Astray would chime and she'd go, "I cannot sense any magic from it myself."
I feel mundane in my hand?
Roll Arcana. It does, in fact.
Is it common, Lady Astray, for an enchantment or blessing to be placed on a weapon that can fully end? Leave the blade mundane?
It is not uncommon. It is rare, to say the least, but it can happen. There are means to completely remove an enchantment or a blessing. A blessing in particular is a bit easier. If the god who gave the blessing simply wished that the sword be blessed no longer, it could be as simple as that, depending on the simplicity of the blessing.
When Kieran dropped it, he did say, so that's the last straw for you. I assume he was talking to the sword, but he could have been talking to whatever entity blessed it.
Perhaps the god he broke his oaths to.
He did seem to be a paladin of Erithus, from what you all could see. Of the symbology that he wore.
Mm-hmm.
So it could mean whatever he did was bad enough to anger his god. Do you know what god he made claim to worship? Or have an oath to?
Erithus.
Something that has angered Erithus. So he has done something of great evil that brings great chaos, is what he has done. A chaotic being would be one that Erithus opposes.
Oh, those things looked rather natural.
Seeing how uncomfortable Beryl is and the rest of the others, she goes, we can discuss this further in later detail if those of you that feel more comfortable wish to speak about it with me further. For now, you all are tired and you all have done a lot. Is there anything more you need from us right now before I send you off? Before you can go? Anything else you wish to say? I'll take the silence as a no. I will see you all come tomorrow. If you wish to be involved any further in the goings-ons with the Red Wizard or the Mayor, the interrogation for the wizard begins early tomorrow, around 9 in the morning. At Lady Ilsani's estate. The Mayor will not be long after that. If not, I will see you at the South Gate. We will meet for venturing into the graveyard. As Satanta will look to Isaac and go, after I'm done with the interrogations, I'll find you. Alright? Should be before you head to the graveyard, so don't worry about that.
Okay, we'll be...
Who the hell do you want to see at the prison, anyway?
Possible acquaintance.
Well, when you use vague terms like that, it makes me nervous.
Don't worry, Astrid will be with me. And he looks to Astrid. Right, Astrid?
This is my favor you're calling in. Who is it?
The serial killer. Edward Majay.
Why would you want to meet with a man like that?
I might have a connection with him. And he may have a connection with the town that we previously visited.
That's all there is to it?
Aye.
You be careful. Mr. Isaac Darrow. You have a look in your eye. An insatiable one. Means you'll likely go to do great things.
Well,
Make sure it ends at great things. Some questions don't need to be answered.
he would just not even. He wants to say something, but he won't.
That's to say Tanta.
Aye?
Could that favor entail any sort of letter of recommendation or something if, say, someone wanted to get an audience with the Queen?
Oh, we're doing double favors now. Don't think that...
Isaac was...
I don't think that the help you've done here merits it, I'm afraid, lad. Queen's very busy.
I'm very interested in owning that, then.
We'll talk when I get back to town. Hopefully this ritual gets averted. If not, I'm concerned. This group of... this band of misfits is likely tied to something bigger going on. And I'm worried. Looks to Lady Estray. And you said something's going on in the north that you refused to tell me about. So I have the inkling that something bad's going down. So I might need help. So I'll talk to you after all this matter is resolved. Maybe we'll find some work that I think is merit enough to meet a queen. Or meet the queen, not meet a queen.
I look forward to that meeting. Good day to Lady Estray and Mr. Setanta.
I give you a bow. What are you all gonna do?
What time is it?
Probably like, later afternoon now. You don't know off the top of your head?
Mm-hmm.
Suppose there'd be a clock in the mayor's room. It's like, 5 p.m.
I'm going back to the inn to get dinner and relax.
That's one person.
I'd also like to go back and relax.
I'm going to briefly swing by Tikas to inform her that the brooch worked, but then I will meet you all at the inn.
Do you mind if I join you?
Not at all. If I brought a possible customer, that's one way of repaying her.
Isaac would nod.
So is anyone not going to the inn aside from the people who spoke up about not going?
I would try to go to Tikas with them, just because I like them.
Sure.
Now I'm a third wheel.
Unless Isaac wants me to butt out because he wants to talk about secret jail things.
He wouldn't say anything if you said that you wanted to go. He wouldn't say.
I just think the Tikas are neat.
You know, all three of you could possibly be the third wheel. There's one of you is, but I don't know which it is.
No, it's all three.
It's all three.
So then, I'm gonna give a second to anybody else that doesn't want to go back to the inn and just eat, and relax while things are going on.
Silos, how long is the library open? Do you know?
I don't recall when it closes. Just say as little as possible to the armor god construct outside.
Okay. I will.
Exactly.
I'll catch up. And then she's gonna go off to the.
Okay. Fair enough. Another second. Second's done. Okay. So people are going back to the inn, that being Silas, Beryl, and Carolina are going back to the inn. And we'll be getting dinner and assumedly relaxing. So going with Astrid, Isaac, and Josie, the three of you start making your way to Tickets. Is anything happening along the way?
Astrid will tell Isaac that there is a misprint in the brochure and that Tika is not a gnome woman.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, he had
Well,
met Tika already.
Yeah, that's true. I met Tika.
Oh, yes, you did, yeah. I guess,
Yeah.
I don't know, I felt like I needed to cover my tracks some more. You did meet her, it's fine.
Yeah, but he was also pretty drunk, if I'm recalling correctly.
That is true. He was getting sad drunk.
He was pretty drunk,
Oh
yeah.
no.
If you want to say that, you can. Anything else happening on the way there?
Isaac would, after Astrid said that to him, he would say, "Are you comfortable going with me to the jail tomorrow?"
I'm still angry at you, but yes.
Well, maybe this will be a way to make it up. There are some things that, well, we'll go to the jail tomorrow. That'll be it.
Okay. You all would arrive at Tika's. Would you be informing her of anything more than just it working? Or doing anything more?
And then say that Isaac is possibly interested in looking at what they have.
They don't have anything. They enchant things,
Well,
if you recall.
He's
Yeah.
looking into commissioning something.
It's true.
So,
Yes.
after seemingly being happy, she didn't seem to care much that it worked. But she did say, that's good. She would look to Isaac after being that point out, you looking to get something enchanted?
Yeah. How much? I'm kind of well, for lack of a better term, a noodly man. And, well, I don't have much protection in terms of, people swinging at me. I was wondering if you could help me out by possibly enchanting a piece of armor for me, or something that would, help me take a punch.
You want to get helped take a punch or not get hit?
Not get hit, preferably.
You have an armor to provide me so I can enchant it? You got a piece of clothing that I can enchant? Anything like that?
I do have leather armor.
I'm gonna tell you, if you're looking to get a simple enchantment just to be better at not getting hit and being better overall at stuff like that, be better for it to be something that'll always be on you, so that when you get good armor, it'll be already bonusing with that.
Well, he does have a pocket watch. It's not listed on my character sheet, but he does have like a little heirloom. It doesn't necessarily be a pocket watch, because I guess that would be too confusing, because we've been fucking around with time too much. But he does have a little heirloom from his father. That
It would have to be a broken pocket watch for that, because I didn't know about it.
yeah, you know what? That's fair. It could be a broken pocket watch.
Because
He
I
has
operated under the
something-
assumption of you guys not being able to tell time because none of you have watches.
Yeah, you're right. We'll say it's a broken pocket watch that his father gave him. Would that be fair? Or
That's a trinket. I can enchant it. How well? What level of the enchantment are you looking for? It's 3 tiers
How
up.
much? How much can 100 gold get me? Is that
100 gold can get you not even the first tier.
well then?
First tier, you're looking at 500.
Oof. Well,
Sorry, no,
I
that's
have-
not true. 250 for the first one. I was wrong. I was looking at the thing.
I will be back then. Don't know how long, but I'd like something a little.
I'll be here.
Sorry to waste your time, Tika.
It's fine.
That'd be it.
Anyone else can ask for anything to get enchanted?
No, I already got a free present today. I didn't think I was getting a present.
Alright. So you guys are gonna head back to the inn then?
Yes.
Okay. As you'll head back to the inn. As that'll be your way of going. Soul, you're going to the library. What are you looking for?
She's looking for a book on Malthorent.
You would not be able to find anything.
She'd be looking for a book on shades.
On shades. Okay. One second. I need to find a title for something. As you would be able to find a book that in its table of contents mentions shades, as the book is titled Folk of the Shadowfell, and it is a several-paged book that seems to detail the races of the Shadowfell, or races that are tied to the Shadowfell in some way.
Okay, she'd bring it up to the front. Well, she'd try to purchase it.
Gold, borrow you a gold piece.
Right?
Expensive book. And then are you heading back to the inn after that?
Yes.
Okay. So, all of you head back to the inn, and unless someone has something they wanted to do, like, individually, alone, before, like, you guys are all together, I would say that you're all there together again, or, you know, in the same vicinity. Is there anything of the sort, like anything that someone needs to do alone?
Before bed, but not right now.
Okay. It's certainly not bedtime yet, unless you go to bed early. That being the case, all of you would meet back up together at the inn. What is going to go on?
So now that we're all here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think we should discuss some things in private. We want to go to someone's room.
Are you
I don't
volunteering
mind.
yours?
I don't mind
I'll-
playing hostess.
Either is fine.
Whose room are you guys going to?
I guess we'll go to mine.
Okay. So is anyone not going to go for this private talk? That sounds like that's a no. So all of you are together in Carolina's room, and she shuts the door. Go on.
Okay. So, first things first. I think we need to discuss a couple of things. Us being traveling with each other for a little bit now. And I'm not saying we should just, tell our whole life stories, but there has been 2 encounters as of recent uh, of stuff from our past. Mine being with when I was with Silas, and everyone except Silas before with Soul. So I'm not saying we need the full life stories of us, but in case we encounter stuff from our past, I feel like there should be things that we as a group know about each other. And who, if we're being looked for something by someone, if we have other enemies and whatnot, just so we're not surprised in the future.
There's someone that I'm looking for, but I don't think there's anyone looking for my sister or I.
That's fair. I don't. Since I'm the one bringing it up, I guess we'll go first. I haven't mentioned this before, but whether you know them or not, I was part of a family, a group called the Mavericks. And we weren't. Well, we were criminals in a sense, but we weren't like murderers or assassins. We basically just stole stuff from people who had stuff to steal. We didn't steal from people who had nothing to give, so to speak. And we used most of it for ourselves, but we also helped others who needed help. We traveled a lot through this land, but a few years back, while doing a job, we were ambushed, and most of us were, well, a few of us were killed off, mainly the people that we all considered like our parents. And that way we went our separate ways. And that's why I am here today. I'm still looking for the people who, the man who ambushed us and killed my parents. But there are other people who my group has, I guess, upset with the things we've done. So I want to get that out there. So I don't want my past getting into your lives and end up hurting you. My past is mine, and even if we do continue after the festival traveling together, I wouldn't want something that I've done to affect any of you and get you guys hurt. So that's why I wanted to get that out of the way now.
Beryl goes up to Carolina and just gives her a big hug.
I'll embrace the hug.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Thank you.
I can't
There
imagine
is
what it would be like to lose people like that.
There's still a few of us alive, as of what I know. One recently got captured by What were the bandits?
Ugly
Um,
sirens.
Yeah.
They're pirates turned bandits now.
Yeah. There's
Yes,
one
the
of
bastards that Josie and I had the misfortune of coming across.
yeah. So probably after what we do tomorrow, I want to go look for him. But other than that, that's really all I wanted to get out of the way. I felt like us working together for, uh, a while now. I should get that out of the way. Because you seem like decent people I wouldn't want getting hurt for no reason.
Aye, well, that's very, very kind of you. I mean, I don't really know what to say. Like, obviously, I'm not from around here, so
Mm.
I don't think that there's anybody here that we'd have to worry about running into.
Anything you're trying to achieve, Val?
Well, there's this thing happening in the Feywild. I don't rightly understand it, but, well, the dryads, they tell me that there's some kind of corruption happening. There's some sort of evil that's sort of we're just sort of consuming a whole bunch of stuff and making things real nasty for everyone there. And I got really worried, and I thought I could do something to help. But they just sent me here, and I don't rightly know what I'm looking for. But I figured, with such a big old world to explore, there's got to be something that might be able to help me. And so that's what I'm doing. Just kind of keeping an eye out for weird things that might help me. I don't really know. I'm honestly having a lot of trouble. I before I met all of y'all, I just started stumbling out of the woods and just walked down the first road I came across. And I found a flyer for this Wolford place and I just thought, well, somebody's bound to know something eventually. And, the first place I stayed at, they started going on about, well, you've got to pay for that and you can't stay here. And I had, basically scrounged up all of my bits and baubles and bits of jewelry that I had. That was enough to get me going, at least for a little while. But I don't know, I'm honestly just really confused all the time, and everything's so new and it's exciting. I like it. But, in the back of my head I'm still thinking of home.
I understand where you're coming from, at least a bit. That something is always in the back of your mind, that you're always thinking about.
I'm just worried that, if I don't find something fast enough, well, what if it reaches my grove? The dryads and the satyrs, they're like my family. They raised me ever since I was, well, that high. So you know, care about them.
Anyone else like to go next?
I don't think it would be an issue, but I am someone of some import from my hometown, and I ran away to hopefully put a stop to an event that is going to happen in about 2 years. It's very possible someone may come after me, but they will not do so violently, and if they find us, I will go with them without a fight. So nobody should be in danger.
Is it your desire to go back home?
Oh, no.
Then why would you go?
Because I have to.
Silas raises a brow at that. You have to.
Yes.
That's what others would have you believe, or is there some extra powerful force that is making it a must-have to happen?
Well, a sense of overwhelming responsibility. Is that enough of a powerful force for you?
You can choose to not credit those responsibilities.
I can't
Well,
do that.
if
I can't do that.
words I heard a lot from where we're from.
Aren't you royalty?
No, the Moon Elves don't have a monarchy.
Nobility, then, perhaps.
That's the better term for it.
I will just say this, press not further, as it isn't my business. If Josie and I adhered to the responsibilities attached to our family or to anyone where we lived, we would still be there, working day in and day out, muddling through scrap and worse, to make ends meet. But we're here. Sometimes one has to carve their own path.
I understand what you're saying, and I'm sure for most people that is absolutely correct, but in my situation, there is no compromising on this. I promise, I've thought of this through every single angle. There's nothing else.
Faust shrugs his shoulders. Not like he thinks you're full of shit, just like he's not gonna press further. Mr. Darrow or Soul?
Soul stares at Isaac.
I'm interested on that one as well, Soul.
Yes, I will say, with a track record that has been shown to the group, that someone might be. I'm not
Well-
pointing